Where can you 4x4 on the edge of the world and then descend into dark catacombs of adventure? Hi, I'm Chad Booth, and today on At Your Leisure, we are taking you on that guided tour.
And I'm Ria Rossi Booth. From there, Stephen Human finds out why sometimes you need to just get off the freeway and go in search of a good trail to ride. He'll show you what he found.
Lastly, Reece Stein finds the rural right smack dab in the middle of the urban. We'll have it right now on At Your Leisure.
Gosh, Ria, check that out. That valley goes on forever.
It is so beautiful.
Don't you just want to explore all of it?
Yes. And welcome to At Your Leisure, everybody. I'm Ria Rossi Booth.
She's way over there. She's coming around. She'll appear in just a second.
Come on,
and
guys.
I'm Chad Booth, and we are out today jeeping. This is our Canyonland Jeep Adventure today, and if you're going to have a Canyonland Jeep Adventure, you got to have Canyonland Jeep.
That's
right. That would be Jennifer and Jason Taylor, and they are going to be our tour guides today. So we're going out to a place called Chicken Corners today.
Yes, we are.
Okay. Are there going to be chickens out there?
Yes, they're all over the place.
My question, though, is, I mean, obviously you can tell just by looking, the scenery's spectacular, and we've climbed up out of that valley, so it's a bit of a climb. My question is, how advanced do your Jeep operational skills need to be?
You know, you don't need a whole lot of experience. Anybody can come out here that has a basic knowledge of a little bit driving off-road and how to drive will have a great time out here and have a wonderful time experiencing these trails.
That's good. And it's got a lot of surprises on it.
It has a ton of surprises on it.
All right, well, let's see how many we can click off in the next few minutes.
We drove down Cane Creek Road just out of Moab, and it's basically a direct route to this point. We came down, went over Hurrah Pass, and then came down and linked up onto a trail called Chicken Corners. And right now we're just at the base of a place called the Catacombs. It's a trail that you can take the family on, that anybody can do with confidence, you know, that they're not going to get stuck or get in a situation where they're not going to be able to get out of. It's a great trail for the beginner four-wheel driver and even the advanced four-wheel driver who's just looking to see some great scenery and be in an incredible setting. You see pictures of this everywhere. You know, coffee table books, you see them on the license plate, but until you can get out here and play in it, you know, drive through it, experience it yourself, you know, have your windows down and taking in the different scents, you know, and smells from the river, you know, from the creek crossings, from the sagebrush. It's an amazing area out here. It's something that everybody should experience. It's a great place. It's a great adventure that you can do on your own and still feel safe and still feel connected with the environment and with, you know, the surroundings.
This view is incredible. It's Hurrah Pass, and I just want to go, yes!
No, actually,
yes!
Actually, Ria was going like this: hurrah, hurrah, we made it. So Jason, if you look at this scenery right here, this vista, that far mesa that's kind of down in between the two, how far away would you say that is?
I don't know, 60 miles? I don't know.
Wow.
70?
You know, you guys have been to Moab so many times over the past 20 years, but I've never been to Hurrah Pass, and the fact that you took us up here, it's really, I'm speechless. The beauty is just beyond explanation, and you just have to be here and see it.
That's part of the fun with connecting with friends like the Taylors, because they show you all this really cool stuff, adventures you've never experienced before, just kind of like our travel adventure every week.
Thanks, Chad. You know, Hurrah Pass looks like an amazing overlook and a great place for adventure there in Moab, but I want to show you something a little bit different today. Now, we have a really impressive interstate travel system in the United States. We have highways and freeways that go all over the place, taking us to numerous different destinations. But oftentimes, it's the areas that we pass through that house the greatest potential for adventure. and that's where I am today. I'm in Mesquite, Nevada, an area where most of the time you just drive through on your way to Vegas or to St. George, but we're stopping here today to show you what you're missing. In 1880, settlers came into this desert land along the Virgin River and set up shop, calling the area Mesquite Flats. After being washed away a couple times, the town finally stuck on the third try and was named simply Mesquite. Today, it's a lot like other Nevada towns with casinos and the like, but the modern Mesquite offers a draw other cities can't match. It's literally on the doorstep of some of the best off-road excursions in the West.
You know, there's actually a lot of great trails in the area. What a lot of people like about it is the diversity of it. You can either do a mountain ride or you can do a desert ride. And it actually is good for all different levels of riding. If you're a beginner and you want to just go out for fun and go sightseeing, we've got that. If you want to blast through the sand dunes and just test your machine on the desert, we've got that too. And the neat thing is you can leave right from the store here. We actually have a map that's posted on our wall here, and it's got little marks of the different rides, and the staff here knows a bunch of different rides, so it doesn't matter who you talk to. We can point you in the right direction for what type of riding you do want to do.
You can travel from here all the way into Utah, Nevada, Arizona. I would not be surprised if we see Mesquite and Beaver Dam, Arizona as one of the top 10 destination riding areas for OHV here in the future.
That potential is readily apparent when you start looking at the riding options that take off literally from the center of town. From a distance, the landscape looks like standard Nevada fare, but on closer examination, a great deal of beauty opens to the eye, with trails that run right along the Virgin River and green lands that make you question what state you're actually riding. One of my favorite things about riding Mesquite, though, is the trail access from city streets and just neighborhoods. One section in particular actually goes through a culvert, and this isn't like you're in and out sort of thing. This is a run that takes you into the dark and keeps you there. You're riding open concrete for over a mile, like you're running from the police or something. It's really cool.
Oh, it's a riot. It's just right down here, right off the store. But what's fun about it is you really can open your machine up and test it out. And it'll take you out to an area called the Three Corners. That's, you know, they've got some flags there and they just mark the Three Corners area. Again, they call it the Beaver Dam Wash, and it's a fun one.
We're the gateway to Gold Butte, which has certainly got a lot of good 510 miles of trails up there.
And that is just the tip of the proverbial iceberg. Wherever you turn, you'll find a new vista, mountaintop, or sand dune run at your disposal. The interstate system cuts through the landscape like a knife here in Nevada. And while it will take you anywhere you need to go, it won't take you where you want to go. That is where places like Mesquite come in, and the trails of a warm spring day.
The truth is, about 8 months out of the year, the riding and the weather is just, it's like being inside. It's gorgeous. Love it here.
It's a nice, refreshing thing to be able to get a resort type stay, be able to get some golf done. Casinos bring a lot of food options, which is key, you know, and then being able to take that day ride, be able to come back and be able to use the fabric of Mesquite's, you know, hospitality is unbelievable. We have a great little town. It's certainly one you'd want to come down and visit.
So there you have it. Sometimes it's best to get off the freeway and find adventure in a new place. Maybe for you, that place will be Mesquite, Nevada. We'd like to thank Polaris World for taking us out today and showing us all of this beauty. It really is surprising what you can find out here. Well, I'm Stephen Heumann for At Your Leisure. We need to take a commercial break, but when we come back, we'll have this week's product review.
It's time to put your year in gear during the Polaris XP sales event. Get rebates up to $1,000, financing as low as 1.99%, and more. Our most popular Sportsman comes with a free 5-year warranty. You could save up to $1,000 on accessories when you take home a Ranger XP. It's all part of the year's best deals on the world's biggest off-road lineup.
Stedman's Recreation. People might tell you it's 300 miles out here, but remember, it's really only 30 miles back.
Are you pushing the limits of riding? Are you holding the steepest side hills? Carving the toughest lines? In the deepest powder? The 2016 Ski-Doo sleds. Are you riding or are you watching? Ski-Doo.
Well, welcome back to At Your Leisure. Today we're product reviewing the Slingshot by Polaris. Now, a few weeks back, you remember, we kind of did a walk around, but we weren't able to drive it. But now we're up near Pine View Reservoir in Utah, just outside of Ogden, and got to really put this on some canyon roads and have a great time. And today it's only about a 45-degree day, and it was really nice because normally on a bike that's kind of cold, but out here, you know, I just got jeans on, my jacket, and there was enough heat just coming off the motor that it was really comfortable to get out and ride.
Slingshot is a new vehicle made by Polaris, state-of-the-art three-wheeled machine.
That's right, it's only 3 wheels. So this is classified as a motorcycle, not a car. It has a belt drive system on it and a single shock back here. And I tell you, when you turn off the traction control, this thing goes just crazy. But when you have that traction control on it, man, you can really push it hard and it stays really well linked up.
It catches everyone's eye. We have people follow us. It's a lot of fun. I mean, you know that they've never seen a vehicle like this before.
Now you have these very nice seats. Now when you first look at them, I was kind of like, eh. After driving it around all day, I found that they're very comfortable. They're also waterproof, so if it does rain on them, it's not going to soak into the fabric and then get your pants wet later. You dry it off real quick and away you go. Now the seats recline, there's several different positions on them, and what's also really cool are these large storage boxes behind the seats. And these are big enough to put in a fairly good sized duffel bag, a sleeping bag, so you can really take a lot of gear with this, much more than you'd find on a typical motorcycle. Now your stereo can Bluetooth to your cell phone or anything else. It also has a USB plug in the glove box. You can see it's got a nice little gate shifter here. It's got a short throw to it, so it's very easy to use. It's very simple to go through the gears. You have your traction control button, so you can turn that off if you want. Now the start button took me a little bit to get used to. It's very simple. You just turn the key on, press your start button, and away you go.
It's quick acceleration. The handling characteristics are phenomenal. You sit low to the ground and you have an open air feel. It just feels great. It's very easy to drive and it gives you a thrill.
Now, if you'd like to check out one of these Slingshots, get into Triple S Polaris in West Haven, just outside of Ogden, and they'll be glad to show you one. They promised me they'd keep one in stock. That's if I bring this one back. I'm Darren Kinder. We'll see you next time.
A mountainside trail. A day of speed that pushes your limits. A desert oasis that opens your horizons. A land of horsepower for every taste. Tooele County is all of them in one. It's time to experience a new adventure you never knew you were missing. It's time to find out what's just over the mountain. Tooele County, Utah. The Wasatch Front is your home. Tooele is your backyard.
Family, a simple word that carries more meaning than we can even understand. We base our entire lives around the smiles of our children and the moments that become cherished memories. At Ray City RV, we understand the importance of that family bond. As a family-owned business since 1946, we've been giving our customers the chance to make those memories in the backcountry of the West. Early spring savings on all Ray City RV camp trailers, fifth wheels, and motorhomes can make it more affordable than ever before. Ray City and Roy, turning dreams into memories one trip at a time.
You go through the day-to-day repeating what you did yesterday. Don't you wish you could access that piece of your life that's missing? Find the beauty, serenity, family fun, or anything else that's missing from your life in the Cedar City Bryan Head area. Gain access to your adventure, whether it's camping, hiking, the arts, festivals, or just a getaway. Visit cedarcityayl.com for details on all the adventures that you can access in scenic southern Utah.
Welcome back to At Your Leisure. We're the Taylor family from Canyonland Jeep Adventures, and we're just down here at a place called the Catacombs, which is just off of the Chicken Corners Jeep Trail.
So this is a fun place to come and explore. It's great for those families that have kids that can wander around and do their own little thing. The last time we were here, the kids were little and we carried them around, so it's really fun for them to go and explore on their own this time.
In fact, Chad and Ria are somewhere hiding in some of these caverns, and so what do you guys say we go try and find them? Does that sound like fun? Okay, let's go!
Oh my gosh, it's dark in here.
Hello, I am the Cheshire Cat.
You know what's cool? There's no bats in here. That's what I really like about it.
This is a place just out of Moab. We've come here one other time when our kids were little. And at that point, we were still carrying them around, so this is really fun for them. It's something that they can explore on their own, that they can be their own person, that they can go out and do their own adventure. They don't have to have mom and dad right there with them and things like that, but they can enjoy it and do their own thing. You can walk around the outside, you can go inside and see the caves and things like that, but it's an adventure, it's fun.
Really, the ride out here was gorgeous, and then you get into these catacombs and you could get lost out here. Not totally lost, but just fun lost.
I'm not hiding at all. There are people everywhere looking at me.
So Ria, I think we just found the rock that Chad crawled out from under.
Oh, it is. Quite the contrary. Dun da da dun, dun da dun, dun da da dun, dun dun dun.
Where's the big ball? It's supposed to be chasing you. That is really cool up in there. Honey, did you go up in there, Chad?
I don't think I've been that far, Jason. I'll have to come out like a snake head first and just drop down below.
Chad, go down. Oh, Jennifer, Jason, this place is amazing. And I can, oh.
I just found a new Northwest Passage.
I'll say you did.
Don't scare us like that, honey. This is really cool in your own backyard.
For you folks at home, if you want to find out where this is and you happen to be in Moab, Utah, and you've got a high clearance vehicle, just stop by at Canyonland Jeep, located at the Moab Adventure Center, and Jason will tell you where it is.
Yep, and if you don't have the vehicle, we'll provide you with one. We'll rent you one.
There you go. See, you're all set. So right now it's time for us to go to our Trailhead Adventure, which we proudly bring to you each week with the help of our sponsorship from Rocky Mountain ATV. Here it is.
I'm Reece at your leisure on the Jordan River Parkway, which is basically a linear trail along the Jordan River all the way from Lehi to North Salt Lake. But here in this one very special area, it really opens up.
Well, I think that the favorite thing and most important thing is that this is probably one of the biggest pieces of open space along the Jordan River that's actually in an urban area.
Yeah.
And that's something we just don't have a lot of, so it's pretty exciting.
Lynn Larson is the county landscaper who helped design and build the 60-acre Redwood Nature Area along the Jordan River Parkway.
We've just always had this vision that we needed to have open space and particularly wildlife habitat along the Jordan River.
And the wildlife, especially birds, love the place. And in the coming weeks, this area will undergo a population explosion as geese and ducks raise their families in this vast wild nursery right in the heart of the city. We took these pictures last year beginning April 30th. Large families of baby ducks cruise the canal that feeds the wetlands on the west, and tons of baby geese are everywhere, grazing into the new spring sprouts right along the trail. We're hoping for a repeat this spring.
Sunrise, sunset, those times of day are just great.
It's perfect down here.
Yeah, the wildlife is pretty active.
Yeah.
I did see a 4-point buck down here a couple of years ago.
Wow.
For an urban area, it's pretty impressive. I mean, you get down here and you don't realize that you're right in the middle of the city.
8 years ago, this was a flat wasteland of mostly invasive weeds. The county received $1 million from UTA, mitigation money for land it took for Front Runner, to develop ponds and water channels. Tree Utah scouts and volunteer groups have planted dozens of native trees. Today, the area is lush and full of all kinds of shorebirds and wading birds, including glossy ibis, American avocets, common terns and black-necked stilts, and killdeer foraging for insects in the shallow waters. In the marsh, a noisy red-winged blackbird calls for a mate, while a yellow-breasted blackbird shows off its magnificent plumage.
Trying to just develop the area so that we can draw more wildlife.
That development includes nesting boxes, bat houses, and roosting towers, which on this day have drawn a pair of red-tailed hawks. Eagles, deer, and fox have been seen in the wetlands, along with this slow mover. People have been coming here at least since the early days of settlement. A sign on a bird-spattered length of rail notes the crossing of the Donna Reed Party in 1846. The paved trail runs along both sides of the Jordan River, loops around the 60-acre wetland, and connects with the Redwood Recreation Center to the west. A year-old swinging bridge commemorates the first pioneers to cross the frozen Jordan in 1848 to settle the west side of the valley. Today, the trail is filled with families out for a stroll. Scott Ruster with Abby Twerp and Skinny and Lynn Moyle with her young lab Cassidy say it's a perfect place to walk the pooch.
It's a beautiful place and it's not used very much, and I love to be out here with the birds and see the wildlife, the eagles and deer, and that's why I'm out here walking the dogs.
It's a nice trail because, well, I live in Magna, and so when we walk her, it's just, you know, through the neighborhood on the street. So this is nice. There's no cars, or it's a good place for them to just be safe and explore a little bit.
Bikers take advantage of the mostly flat terrain to get in some scenic miles or to even commute to downtown Salt Lake. Cyclists can race the Trax trains that run parallel to the trail on the north side.
It's only about a mile from my house.
So it's really easy to get to, and it's pretty safe too. You're not going to get run over down here, except by another bike.
All manner of wheeled vehicles, as long as they're muscle powered. Motorized travel not allowed on the JRP. And talk about muscles, these big guys have plenty of room to roam in the Redwood wetlands. You can access the wetlands at several trailheads on both sides of the Jordan River, from 2400 South to 33rd South, and at the Redwood Community Center at 31st South.
We've got little bits of open space here and there, natural open space, and that's all good. But if we can have some of these larger pieces like this, it just makes it even better.
Reece Stein at your leisure in the Redwood Nature Area. Relive the pioneer and early industrial history of Cedar City at this week's featured Utah State Park, the Frontier Homestead State Park Museum. Explore an extensive horse-drawn wagon collection, historic buildings, Paiute native camp, sawmill, and replica blast furnace. Enjoy many hands-on activities and interpretive programs throughout the year, including children's history camps and Christmas at the homestead. Frontier Homestead State Park Museum tells the story of development in Iron County when in the 1850s, Brigham Young sent Mormon missionaries here to mine and process iron. Museum displays include horse-drawn vehicles and a collection of pioneer artifacts. The Frontier Homestead Museum is located right on Main Street in Cedar City, just north of the center of town. Utah State Parks, adventures for everyone.
Razor, Ranger, Sportsman, Ace. There's a Polaris to match your passion. Confident, comfortable, capable. That's Ace. With a solo cockpit, automotive controls, independent suspension, all-wheel drive, and up to 45 horses of fuel-injected power. Calling it revolutionary would be an understatement.
Hi, my name is Spencer Cox. I'm the Lieutenant Governor of the state of Utah, and I'm the new spokesperson for Ride On. Ride On is a unique partnership between all the land managing agencies in the state of Utah to maintain trails, to advocate safety, to advocate wise stewardship amongst all of us who use these trails. And I'm doing it because trails matter to me. This is important for my children. I want them to be safe, and I want them to be stewards of the trail. If you would like more information, go to ohv.utah.gov.
Welcome back to At Your Leisure, everybody. Chad and I are out here hanging out in the Catacombs and Chicken Corners Trail out here in Grand County, and this is spectacular.
We've lost the Taylors. I know they're in there somewhere. I think they're planning an ambush. So, yeah. So we'll have to get our little wooden swords and go back in.
They're way up in there.
Yeah. Anyway, I want you to think about something. You know, in about the 30 miles we've traveled since we turned off a main street in Moab and came up Cane Creek, think about it. We have seen hikers, we have seen mountain bikers, we have seen dirt bikers, we have seen ATV riders, we've seen jeepers, we've seen an adventure base camp and a fly-in lodge, plus some spectacular vistas. Now think what a shame it would be if that was all restricted and was only open to one group, because you had so many different people able to enjoy and share their recreational experience. And I just think this is the most amazing place to live as long as we can keep access, which is one of the most important resources we have to protect. So I've spoken my piece. So with that gratitude, what should we do next?
I say we talk about our calendar of events.
Perfect.
Next weekend is the ultimate Outdoor Expo at the fairgrounds in Heber, Utah. This is an event with a bit of everything for the family and the kids. I went rappelling, shooting, fishing, you name it. And you can find out more at theultimateoutdoorexpo.com. Now coming up next month, May 13th through the 16th, Rally on the Rocks will be taking place in Moab. This is an event for UTVs and side-by-sides that takes families out into the Red Rock for some thrills and spills in the wilds of Utah. Check out rallyontherocks.com for more details.
We got that done. Now let's take a look at next week's show.
Next week, come with me, Stephen Human, as I hit the road on an adventure back in time. We're exploring Route 66 and the historic adventures you will find on the Mother Road. What surprises are in store? You'll have to wait and see. From there, we'll head out into the San Rafael Swell for a group ride that pushes the boundaries between spring and summer. Own the outdoors next week on AYL.
Well, next week's show looks great, Chad.
As always.
And I always say that.
That's true, you do.
Because it's true. Anyway, we usually don't end our show where we're going to be staying, but because this condo is so awesome, and because Canyonland Adventures not only rents Jeeps, but they also rent this condo. So, like, perfect day, perfect ending.
Yeah, it's like a package deal, you know?
It is.
It's a package deal, and just take a look. I mean, it's really nicely appointed. Price is very reasonable. 6 people can stay here, you and 5 of your best friends. And it's like under $200 on a weekend and even less expensive weekdays. And it's so conveniently located because the golf course is right here, the highway's right there, and just a couple blocks away is how you get onto all the slick rock trails. So yeah, Hell's Revenge is very close to this place.
It really is perfect, and we're actually standing right out on the deck, and the view is spectacular from where we're standing.
So we hope that you've had a really good weekend. Thank you for joining us on At Your Leisure. And I'm just gonna sound a little unorthodox for today, but you know, our motto has always been, remember there's adventure around every bend.
But you can't see it sitting on your couch.
Which is odd because that's exactly what we're gonna go do, is sit on the couch. So thank you, we'll see you next week. All right, Ria. And our contest winner for this week, some lucky sticker winner is gonna really get it.
Hey guys, if you like that video, you're going to want to watch all of our other AYL videos. You're going to want to like it, you're going to want to share it, and you're going to want to subscribe, right? See all the buttons right here? This is what you're going to want to do, right? Click on them, because we have some really cool videos, all kinds of behind the scenes stuff, bloopers of Alicia crashing and stuff.
Why are you going to sell me out like that, Steven?
So you want to click all of these things and subscribe to our channel, because At Your Leisure is awesome, and we'll see you here for more videos.